Hey everyone, Angie here with Adora Perfect Pups. I have little Millie with me. She is a 21-week-old chocolate King Charles Cavalier, and we're going to be reviewing some grooming steps with her as a puppy. Okay, so let's get started. Millie would rather be playing than actually getting a little grooming, but tip one, sometimes we just move to the floor, so in case she happens to take a little leap, she's safe and so am I. Should we show them what we do? All right, so first of all, she is about 21 weeks old. You can see her hair coat. She's had a little bit of grooming with me. I prefer at this stage until their hair coat comes in to keep their paws groomed a little tighter. There she'll get like these little fronds of hair here, and I like to just take a rounded scissors and keep that nice. I also daily wipe their eyes. A couple of them have a little crusters in the morning. So I like to start with checking their ears every day, making sure that they're clean inside, making sure that there's no hair. Cavaliers don't have it as often as my Cavapoos do because their hair coat's not as curly, but occasionally you get little curly hairs in there, and that can cause an area for the wax to connect to the hair and cause a little bit of ear infections at times. So we check their ears, make sure those are clean. I also like to take a scissors and keep this just a little tighter. It allows airflow to happen, and it also just keeps things more tidy on them. But the main part at this point, because their hair coat isn't in quite as much, that will come in the older they get, is just to do their nails. And I like to do this every 6 to 8 weeks. So to get started, I always start with the left paw. Many moons ago, I actually went to nail school, and so you always started with the left hand at that time. That was like 25 years ago. So I usually start with the left, just so I can keep track. I go left front, left rear, then I usually come right front, right rear. You can do it however you like, but if you can get them to lay, and I like to be able to put a little pressure on them, so sometimes I lay into them. But if you take the bottom of the pad here and push, the actual nail itself will kind of push itself out. I don't know if you're able to zoom in on this, but you can see that the nail has kind of like a little curvature to them. Her nails are all black, so you have to be I have to be more careful not to get to the blood at the tip. But I want to take off just the very end of it. And at this point, when they're still pups, there are nail trimming tools for dogs, but and puppies, I really just prefer fingernail clippers. It works the best for me for control, and I like the fact this particular one is one of my favorites, but it's rounded, and so my eyes are not as young as they used to be, and I can see straight to the nail, where the ones that are dog grooming, are a little harder for me to gauge. Once I get to the adult stage, then I switch to those. Oh, I'm sorry. Did that scare you or did it hurt you? Occasionally you'll draw a little blood if you get too short. It's not the end of the world. There are some products out there called Quick Stop that you can apply to that if it concerns you, but really just a cold rag on a paper towel will get the blood to stop. And that's it. I also like to take a scissors, and I like to do a little we call it a sanitary trim. So I like to keep this tighter. Can you hand me the scissors over there and I'll show you how I do it? Yeah. This is actually an eye scissors, and I use these on other breeds. Cavaliers don't need it, but they have rounded tips here. And I just be very careful. But I like all this hair as puppies to be a little bit tighter. It just keeps things clean. Right, Missy? And make sure that you might do this at the end so you don't get them jumping around, because we would not want to cut those little areas. They're a little more sensitive. And she's calmed down pretty nice. So those are the basics. I also check their teeth. At this point, you can start brushing them if you like to. Those are all just sensitivities that just trying to get them used to that in their adult life. Good job. So that's all. That's Angie and Millie showing you how to groom a 21-week-old Cavalier.